Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our first Eat Right workshop of the year. Today we'll be doing some mashed Chamoru recipes in theme with our with March, and it's also Nutrition Month, so we wanted to wrap those two together into some tasty treats. Thank you again for joining us. My name is Gianna Santos. I do the health education and nutrition counseling with the Take Care Wellness team.
Hi again, everyone. My name is Rose Shandor. I'm the dietitian for Payless.
Hi, everybody. I'm Elizabeth, and I work with Miss Rose. I'm the Health Smart coordinator.
And we are so grateful for the Health Smart team for featuring these recipes and giving us a little bit of background on how we can make these traditional Chamorro recipes a little bit more nutritious, especially during this month. So just some housekeeping rules. If you guys have any questions, you can comment them in the section down below, and someone will read it out to us. We'll address them as they come in, and we can get started.
Okay. So you may have celebrated Heart Month last month for February, so that heart theme was still within our mind when we chose the recipes for this demo. When it comes to Chamorro cooking or just local cooking in general, salt and sodium is always a huge concern when we think of heart health. So that's one of the factors that we're going to control today, but I'm going to hand it off to Elizabeth, and she's going to start with our salmon Kelaguen.
Yes. So we have to start some salmon fresh that's already been deboned, deskinned, and washed a little bit as well, just rinsed under water. So with that, what we're gonna do first is dump in some pre-cut green onions. Those are already chopped up, and we're gonna give it a gentle stir.
So salmon Kelaguen, or in Chamorro is Kelaguen Guihan, right? Fish
Okay.
Kelaguen.
Yes.
Why did we choose salmon over another type of fish?
Okay, so salmon is one of a few fish that are really high in omega-3 rich fatty acids. So omega-3s are especially important for your cardiovascular health because they help to fight inflammation. For anyone that has done their labs, they can help raise your HDL cholesterol, which may often be described as your good cholesterol, and they can also reduce your triglycerides.
Okay.
Okay, so we've just gently stirred only those two together, and the rest is quite easy. We have some pre-diced cherry tomatoes. Just gonna dump those in. The rest of it is really just dumping in and gently stirring. We have some freshly squeezed lime juice with some zest of a lemon. And we have some salt. And if you're into it, which I think we all are here, some chili pepper, just one. We'll play it safe today. And then you're gonna give it, again, just a nice gentle stir. Once it's stirred through, we are gonna pop this into the fridge while we're doing the rest of the recipes, just to let that lime juice soak in.
So how long should we say it needs to be like sitting before it's ready to eat?
Yes, so that's a great question. I would advise, if you have the time, to actually give it overnight. But just for the purpose of this demonstration today, we're going to give it until the time that we're ready to eat.
Okay.
So when we trialed these recipes, we did find after about 30 minutes, it was already way better than right after.
Right now.
So at minimum, we would say 30.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're looking at this recipe, you're probably wondering, okay, the ingredients pretty much the same, other than the omega-3 fats. What makes it heart healthy? Okay, so before I move on to the other ingredient considerations, I do want to put out there that for heart health, because omega-3 fats are so important, the recommendation is to get at least 2 servings of omega-3 rich seafood every week.
Okay.
Okay? So other than salmon, other omega-3 rich seafood options include sardines, mackerel, and tuna. Okay, so what did we do to make this heart healthy? A big one was measuring the salt, okay? I know part of our culture and many cultures is to cook from heart, cook with
Measure
taste.
from the heart,
Right? And so you can do that with many other ingredients, but when it comes to salt, we actually want to measure, okay? So what we were trying to achieve with this recipe was we used 2 pounds of salmon, so that was going to be 8 servings total, and based on the, have you noticed the American Heart Check on, like when you go shopping, those heart check items? Okay, so those heart check items meet a certain criteria for fat as well as for sodium. So for seafood, the limit we were trying to hit matched the heart check, which is less than 360 milligrams. So the 1 teaspoon of salt that we used for the 8 servings put us under that 360 limit, which is what we were going
Per
for.
serving, right?
Per serving. Okay, so in addition to that, some people may prefer lemon over lime, but because we were controlling the salt content, lime is actually more potent than lemon, so it was recommended to use lime since we were just to offset the sodium reduction. And also add the lime zest.
Okay. So like to maintain the flavor that we expect, you have to, and to keep the recipe heart healthy, to reduce the sodium and then increase the citrus flavor by adding the lime in over the lemon. Okay, understood.
Okay, and then we added some tomatoes. Okay, so tomatoes are rich in lycopene. Okay, lycopene helps to fight inflammation. It can also help to reduce your blood pressure. So lycopene is rich in our red fruits and vegetables like tomatoes, but also watermelon. So when it comes to lycopene, just note that it's best absorbed when you cook it, but it does also help to pair it with a fat. So we're pairing it with the fat that's in salmon, and that'll help boost the absorption of the lycopene.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So other sources of lycopene would be like the bell peppers, we said tomatoes. Do fruits also have the lycopene, like strawberries, apples?
Yes, in smaller amounts. But if you're thinking what are the richest sources? It's definitely watermelon, tomatoes, and I believe like guava and papaya.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Like for example, strawberries, the red really is only on the outside, right? Not really the inside. So I mean,
and
it
same
gets
for
lighter.
the apples.
Yeah.
Just the skin.
Okay, so we already got some water boiling. So to pair at the end, we're just preparing some konjac rice. Okay, so this is a product that we brought in maybe a few months ago in our stores. Sorry, yeah. Okay, and it cooks like rice. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, so we're just doing 1 cup of water that we brought to a boil, and then she added the 1 cup of rice. Just know that this product is not pure konjac. Okay, so this, Gianna, want to grab that bag in front of the whole wheat?
In front of the whole wheat.
Yeah. Want to just, do you see an ingredient list there?
Yes.
Okay, what do you find on that ingredient list?
So it says konjac flour, tapioca flour, and water.
Okay. So the konjac flour, if it was pure, then this would be a pretty much 0 net carb product. But because they add tapioca, which is really to retain the texture of rice, It adds back some carbs, okay? So this is actually 15% less carbs due to the fiber from konjac for this. So
Okay.
it's not necessarily a low carb substitute, but it is reduced carb.
Okay. So I'm going to be honest, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. What is konjac?
Okay. It comes from a root.
Okay.
Konjac is a root, okay? So I believe, so the konjac root, it has a type of fiber. So with fiber, your body doesn't digest it, right? So that is, that's why that we don't have so much carbs with this recipe, because the bulk of it is from the konjac fiber, which our body cannot use for carbohydrates or energy.
Okay, that's so cool. And if I look surprised, it's because I really thought we were just making rice, like regular rice. They had it plated and everything, or like portioned out, and this looks exactly like rice.
It does.
So for me to find out that it's not, I'm surprised and really looking forward to trying the texture out.
So less carbs and also more fiber, okay, with this product.
Is it like, because the color, right, is already like white, did it have to go through any like refining process, or is it just?
So the konjac plant, I believe it is like a white stalk. It's a root vegetable, like
Right.
So it is white, but then I think it also helps that they mixed it with the tapioca flour.
For sure.
But the way it's written on the ingredient label is both just flour. It doesn't say like that it was further processed, like bleached or anything.
Okay, yeah, that was the question. Or
Yeah.
that's what I meant. Yeah. So cool. Really looking forward to this one. Konjac, Konjac.
So it's gonna cook for about 10 minutes between the three of
thank
us. Let's just not let that burn.
Okay.
But we're gonna start on the Hågun Suni. Okay, so do you want to cook? I can
Yes.
pass you. Okay.
Yes. Let me just grab some gloves.
Sure. So while she's doing that, I'll go ahead and start. I already heated the pan. Oh, be careful. Sorry.
Do you mind switching to that one for you? That was going to be for the pizza.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We're going to pour the oil in this one real quick. And
Pot is going to be easier
wrong
for it.
pan. Thanks, Elizabeth.
You're welcome.
She's
No
keeping
problem.
us on track. This is for another recipe.
Yes, you can put it to the side,
How
Rose, and I'll
dare
take care of it.
Okay.
Okay, you guys do your thing.
Wonderful.
Okay. And let me just lower that heat because it's a little high.
Yeah, they're very sensitive.
Just want to make sure I'm doing the right one. Okay, so Gianna,
There you go.
for our Hågun Suni, we have our onions and our garlic.
Okay. So am I
You
using
can
this to
just,
stir?
yes.
Okay.
And you can just throw it in.
Okay. So putting in our onions, garlic,
Okay, so onions.
and we're using this again.
Yes,
Okay.
you can. Onions and garlic, these are allium vegetables. They also help to fight inflammation. So you're gonna hear that inflammation a lot. Let me turn that up a little bit. Okay, but inflammation, it's a process that occurs naturally in our body, but it can set off a cascade of events in our body that can promote things like the atherosclerosis or hardening of your arteries and the plaque buildup, okay? So inflammation should be a short-term thing and not something that we should, it shouldn't be an ongoing process, okay? It has the heat
Medium
on
high
that.
might be a little bit safer.
Okay.
I would recommend lower than you think. When I was
really?
trialing it, it gets hot very quickly.
Okay.
And while you're
I
putting
think
in
these
the other
stainless
stuff,
steel pans also retain heat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
We also just, this is a new
Yeah.
stove top. If
Oh,
you
really?
didn't know
No.
since our last one, yeah.
Where were the knobs before?
There weren't even knobs. It was just like the press.
Oh, so
So
cute.
we are getting used to the differences in how quickly it heats.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
lower than you think is my recommendation.
Okay.
Based
So
on
as she's
trialing
sauteing
it.
that, I'm gonna have her also add the
The ginger.
Okay, so I know traditionally what's used for Hågun Suni is turmeric, our local ginger. Unfortunately, we didn't have that available this week. And so we are just using ginger. The ginger family also good for fighting inflammation, helping to lower your blood pressure. And it's actually our local ginger, the turmeric. It has a unique compound called curcumin, which is an especially powerful anti-inflammatory antioxidant. Okay, so if you have that on hand, definitely use your local ginger.
Okay.
Okay.
What are some reasons that a person might be on an anti-inflammatory diet?
Okay, so first of all, when we think of anti-inflammatory diet, I don't want anyone to think that there's a rigid approach to anti-inflammatory. Okay, but we're thinking of bringing in more anti-inflammatory foods like your seafood, like these. And then reasons could be just for having different health risk factors, right? It could be that you already have hypertension or high cholesterol. There are other dietary approaches like the DASH as well as the TLC, but those also the anti-inflammatory diet, because I feel like all of these, they like recommend the same things, but they're kind of like formatted differently, but like a general approach, they really are all very, very similar.
In guidelines.
Yeah. So there are many reasons to be on an anti-inflammatory diet, but if we're thinking of cardiovascular risk factors, that's just one. Okay, of many.
So these are a little bit translucent now. We have still some white, but are we trying to get it all translucent?
So what you're doing actually, just try to lower it a little, because I am going to move on to the second step. I need to blend the tofu and soy milk. So for the Hågun Suni, usually we just use coconut milk, right? But we're trying to achieve that heart check criteria for 15% or less of saturated fat. So we needed to reduce the coconut milk, and we're re-thickening it with tofu, okay? So I have we just gotta blend it real quick with our pre-measured tofu here.
Does it matter what kind of tofu? Does it need to be firm or silken?
So we're using silken because we do want it to be nice and soft. Again, we're resembling more of a liquid as opposed to the firm. You would try to cook it more for texture of a meat, right? So if you're looking for that pudding or soft consistency, then use silken. And Gianna, you can actually grab that green product there and you can show the camera what we use today.
Okay, so silken tofu. Here we go, right here. And this is a smoother, like when it grinds down, it's much smoother than it would be if you were to use firm, which is a little bit more gritty naturally.
Okay, so we can share the exact measurements after this, but what I have in here is both tofu and soy milk. We added some soy milk again just to give more of a liquid texture, not just a straight cream or solid. Okay, so just a heads up, I am going to be turning on the blender now.
Okay, and low fat or less fat than a different source of milk.
Burns.
Okay.
You would put the coconut milk towards the end, right? But because it's just a different ingredient, different cooking properties, we're adding the tofu and soy milk now.
Okay.
Okay.
Does cooking it down change the flavor of the tofu? Or like, is the tofu, I guess, an obvious flavor difference?
No, it shouldn't be. So, what may be obvious for a person that usually cooks Hågun Suni is maybe it's not as coconutty. We're only using a third cup of coconut milk. I'm sorry, no, we're using half a can of light coconut milk for this recipe, which will make 12 servings. But again, just the reduction of coconut milk means it's not going to be as coconut milky or coconutty if that's what you're going for. Okay, so
I think this is heated through at this point. It's
okay.
pretty steamy.
So you can go ahead and add the spinach.
Okay. And this is just from the box?
Yes, we used frozen spinach. Another thing you can consider if you want to use more local greens, you can do kangkung, which has a similar profile to spinach. Okay, so as with any healthy, especially heart-healthy eating approach, we want to make sure we're eating our enough of our fruits and vegetables. Okay, so before you have any risk factors, the general population is just recommended to get those 5 servings a day of fruits and vegetables. But once you have like high blood pressure, the DASH diet recommends 8 to 10 servings total, so doubling that amount just with the addition of 1 risk factor. Okay, so by eating this, this just helps you get closer to that goal. Specifically, spinach and leafy vegetables provide potassium and magnesium, which is great for your blood pressure. And it also is a super rich source of vitamin K. Vitamin K also helps to protect against that process of hardening the hardening of the arteries, or that atherosclerosis. Okay, so next we're going to add some lemon juice. Okay.
It's going down the line.
Through. Okay.
Is there a little seed?
No, I
And
think
then,
I was able to keep them all out.
Okay, yeah.
and then just like with our Kelaguen, we made sure to measure the salt and the pepper. For this dish, I believe for vegetables, we need to be within 140 milligrams per serving of sodium.
Okay.
And then that's just black pepper, which you can do by taste because black pepper will not add sodium. Okay. Another cool thing with black pepper, when you combine it with the turmeric or the ginger, it really, well, specifically turmeric, it helps your body absorb the curcumin. Okay, so you may have noticed if you're ever in the supplement aisle that turmeric and black pepper are often a combined supplement for that reason.
Can you go back to the curcumin? What are the benefits of it, and what are some other some common sources of curcumin?
Okay, so curcumin is actually pretty uniquely from the turmeric plant, which is why turmeric in general is associated with so many health benefits. Okay, so curcumin, very similar to everything that I've been saying. I'm going to keep saying it fights inflammation. It's a strong antioxidant, helps to lower blood pressure. But curcumin is just one compound that is especially powerful at doing this within our body. Okay.
I'm going to say that the tofu has added such like a good creaminess. I know we're adding more with the coconut milk coming up, but so far it's already added a lot of creaminess.
It really did make a difference between our trialing. We had tried it before earlier this week without, and this alternative, this adjustment really does make a big difference.
I can see it already. And this is I might be a little biased, but this is like me and my kids' favorite vegetable for the fiesta plate. And my kids, One of them is really good at eating vegetables. The other two struggle a little bit, like, temperature, I guess, change. But um, this is Hågun Suni is like a favorite all across the board. So I'm excited to try out this healthier version, because usually we only see it if it's available on the fiesta table, and I don't make it unless I know that it can be healthier. So I'm looking forward to this like a lot.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna like
we can
it.
add
Yeah.
something for you. So when we didn't use the tofu, it was like soupy.
It was.
Yeah.
It was
Spinach
not.
soup or
The
spinach.
texture was not there.
So we're just adding the coconut milk. Again, we're using light coconut milk, not pure, which is just diluted coconut milk.
There's an example there too, if you want, Rosé.
Thank you.
Higher water content, right?
Okay, so this is our light coconut milk.
Here we go.
And then I'll be right back. For me.
Can you stir this for me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry
gonna
for
walk up.
that. And then also the pepper.
Ooh, and this is again what kind of pepper?
So this is
The chili
just
pepper.
chili pepper. I know we usually see red, but we have green. Still spicy.
Is this for flavor and spice, or just spice?
First spice.
Okay.
And some benefits. So the capsaicin in hot peppers, again, another anti-inflammatory, antioxidant compound that can help protect your cardiovascular system. Okay, so great job. This is your first time cooking Hågun Suni yourself?
In a healthy way, yes.
Yes,
Like
okay.
I've done the traditional recipe in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know that we want to keep it from the bottom. You don't want it to burn at all.
It was
Okay.
still easy.
So with
Yeah, and very easy, yes.
that being said, that's really it for this recipe. Good job.
so
We're just gonna let
I
it
can help you if you
stay
want.
heated.
Do you want me to hold the pot?
No need. It's okay.
I do have some, you mentioned, Rosé, the peppers.
Yeah.
Before we have some cute examples, a really pretty red one and another one to put on top for
I'm just gonna
presentation.
put some in to get
Thank
to take the weight off it when I flip it
You got
upside
it.
down.
You got it.
Do you want
Yes.
What's-
Okay, I'll take some.
to hold?
Oh no, I think I'm okay.
You're okay.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Teamwork.
Boy, mom strength.
And so again, if we used not just regular ginger, but the turmeric, it wouldn't have the more orangey color. But other than that, I think
This is
texture-wise,
super convincing. Yes.
Convincing, right?
Yes.
And
But also, I've seen different recipes where it's like less turmeric inside the recipe. And if I'm being honest, and totally unbiased, okay, the Hågun Suni recipe from Market Deli is among the best I've tried.
it is really
It's
good.
so good.
I believe you.
It is.
It's a fave in the house. Oh, here, sorry.
Do you want to just,
Here.
you can
And I'll
keep
just
it
leave it
there.
right here
And we
for
just
now.
have some for presentation.
I love it.
Okay, let me turn that part off. Okay.
You guys don't have to eat them full like that, but
We are
beautiful.
gonna-
That is so beautiful. Where's the over here?
Gianna, it goes in this little thing, but if you need assistance, I can put it in there for you.
Which one? Oh,
It goes
so
in that
cute.
little thing.
It gets better and better.
So just
It's
to
a
recap,
far reach.
for this recipe, the heart-healthy ingredients are our spinach, our ginger, and it'll, especially so if you use turmeric, and our soy milk with tofu. Okay.
The rice is done too.
Oh, okay. So wanna maybe over here, right? We'll show how the rice looks.
I got you, Rosie.
It looks just like rice. Like I would have just thought it was like a
Yeah.
different brand of jasmine.
Which I prefer jasmine over cowbell.
Yes, yes.
So, can one of you reach the white? I'll put it in there as part of our. I mean, you could.
Presentation.
Yes.
Okay. Here. Okay.
Thank you, Rose.
Now you can dump that, and then
Yes.
Gianna can.
So you could take this whole tray to a fiesta. It really does look like real rice.
It does. Okay, very nice.
What do you think,
I
Gianna?
would have never known.
Could have
Like,
fooled you.
Absolutely.
And it cooks like rice too. I mean, it was like you saw, super easy.
I also really love reviewing healthy recipes because it does, like, I went into my field because I am food obsessed. Like, it takes a lot to convince me that something, like an alternative, is similar to the original product. So I would have been none the wiser if I didn't even looking at the raw, like,
Ooh,
that's
sorry.
why it's so shocking. Like,
Yeah.
even looking at the raw version, I would have been like, yeah, cone jack bread.
Okay, so I'm handing the demo back to Elizabeth. She's going to take us through our tatizas.
Okay, Gianna and I will do this one together.
Okay.
Part of the steps were pre-done, so we have our little dough ball already created, but just for the sake of time today, we have that already done. And what we'll do, Gianna, is spread this flour out. So this one, I feel like maybe one of the biggest differences is, Rose, you can touch on this as well, is the change in flour choices. So the recipe was half, in terms of flour, half white regular, and then the other half a whole wheat brand. And maybe, Rose, you can touch on that. You know, the reasoning behind, while Gianna and I get our hands ready here.
Okay, so when it comes to our grains, because of the fiber that grains naturally have, it is recommended to do at least half of your grains as whole grains, okay? Most of our grain products, including white rice, are refined, and they remove some of the outer layers of the grain, okay? So that's the refining process. But by removing those outer layers, we're removing the vitamins, a lot of the vitamins, as well as the fiber, okay? So our whole grain products include brown rice as the rice version. When it comes to wheat, you're looking for whole wheat. You can look for whole wheat bread, whole wheat bagels, whole wheat crackers. Anything that uses flour, we usually have a whole grain option also available, but always look for the word whole, not just wheat, because those products are already made with wheat anyway. Okay, so fiber, many people associate fiber with just digestion, but fiber can also help reduce your cholesterol by binding cholesterol in the foods that you eat and helping it to pass through our digestive system without being absorbed.
So talking about fiber, is this a source of soluble fiber or insoluble fiber?
Okay, so pretty much all fruits and vegetables do have a mix of both soluble and insoluble, but they have some have more soluble fiber than others. Okay, so insoluble fiber is what is usually associated with those digestive benefits or helping you use the bathroom regularly, and it's soluble fiber that creates this I don't want to say a sludge, but I did. It creates a fiber that moves through your digestive system to bind. Okay, so that's the soluble fiber part. It's richest in oats. So if we used oat flour instead of wheat flour, we would get more soluble fiber. It's also rich in apples and pears, Brussels sprouts, and also this konjac fiber is also a better source of soluble fiber compared to other types of grains or starches.
Wonderful. So we're getting a little bit of a mix.
Okay, so in addition to traditional tortillas, there is spinach in this recipe, which I already mentioned the benefits. And by the way, this recipe is from UOG CNAP, okay?
Nice.
They have a lot of great recipes that you can find online, so we stole this from them.
Featured.
Featured, I'm sorry. Featured. And then some of the modifications that we did earlier, the recipes that I mentioned, like the recipe is written, uses cow's milk, but you can always replace it with soy milk to help reduce the saturated fat. And you can even omit the salt completely because this will likely be paired with another salty ingredient. Okay?
So if you can see, these little triangles, they
Yes.
look like the Chamoru donuts or little like tortillas wedges.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. You know, the recipe said to kind of do 2-inch dough balls and do them individually, but I feel like this is faster and gives you the ability to make those little triangles if that's, you know, what you're used to. When we had trialed this recipe, we did do the 2-inch dough balls, and they were definitely half moon shaped, which was cute.
Do we want to start putting these on the heat?
Yes.
I'm just turning it on
And this is just to toast it, correct?
Correct.
Yes, just to cook it through. They're like almost little triangle cookie kind of thing.
Yeah, there's
Right?
like a Chamoru donut. I don't know what it's called, but my sister makes them, and they look just like this.
The air donuts, right?
Yeah.
Mango, Typhoon donut.
Typhoon donuts, yes.
Mango?
I mean, I don't know what it's called in Chamorro, so don't test me. But
That you can
you,
use
if you know, you know.
They'll know.
Let me just go change these.
Sure.
Okay, so we mentioned what went into the tortillas already. Besides the flour, we used milk,
Spinach. So also salt as well, and sugar. Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
There's also canola oil.
Okay.
That's what UOG called for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. We're just gonna start frying it. But as that fries, I can fry.
Okay.
I'm gonna fry, and then you can do this. And then maybe, do you want to move on to the Fina'denne recipe?
Yeah. Let me also switch out gloves here real quick. So those are quite floury.
Okay, I'm gonna do the pizza method on this.
Yes. Pizza slices.
Yes.
I think that's what I was going for, and then it just, I turned into like a little kid in art class, like didn't go. Okay, so while Rose and Gianna are working, we're gonna make a very quick Fina'denne alternative. You'll notice a lack of soy sauce. This one will be vinegar-based, and it will be off of a 1-to-1 ratio in terms of the liquids. So our liquids, the first one being vinegar, and that's just, sorry guys. You know when dentists do their little mirror in the back, you know, I feel like that right now, where everything is flipped. So with my 1-to-1 ratio, I'm focusing on tablespoons. I'm doing 2 tablespoons of the vinegar. And I'm just gonna do the exact same thing with my pre-made lemon juice. They're directing me so you guys can see. I'm just going to see if I can get not these seeds in here, guys.
Toast on it more quickly.
There we go. So 2 of these. That means you can double it. We're just, for the sake of the amount of people joining in on us today, we're just doing that amount. But if you wanted to do, hypothetically, 3 tablespoons of vinegar, you just match it with 3 tablespoons of the lemon juice.
Like a 1-to-1 part.
Exactly, exactly. Whatever you do for one, you do for the other. And that is really it for the liquid part. This calls for no salt at all. We're getting that, just an acidity from the lemon juice and the vinegar. And then for optional, I'm going to jazz it up with some pre-cut diced tomatoes. These were, they were cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes. Throwing what I want in there. That one you can do what you'd like. And then this one I'm just throwing in some more.
My mouth is
so
like watery.
Hot peppers. And I'm just going to stir it up. I mean, I feel like Fina'denne was the easiest already.
Yeah, I just
Can I
put
touch
them.
it?
Mm-hmm.
And today it is just as easy. So that's it. So that one we'll save for the end. That is done. How about you ladies? How's the tortillas coming?
We are just waiting for them to heat through. So we got our first pan almost done, then we'll throw that on. But just to go off of what Elizabeth went through, when it comes to Fina'denne, if it's preferred, if you're going to reduce your sodium, to switch to vinegar Fina'denne. Because there is no sodium in vinegar, so it's a huge difference between soy sauce versus vinegar. We're also not adding salt to the Fina'denne. I believe some people do add it to their vinegar Fina'denne. So again, we're trying to reduce sodium. We didn't add salt. And when it comes to the ratios, it's really up to you, but you can at least start with a baseline of 1-to-1 and then go from there. As far as changing the ratio, it does not affect the sodium level or the nutrition level, okay? But for anyone that's new to making Fina'denne, at least you have a baseline to start with.
So I recently had encountered someone who had actually never heard before that there are more sources of sodium than just table salt alone. So what can you tell us about other ingredients that might have some sodium naturally inside?
Oh, naturally. Okay, so just like any other mineral, be it zinc or selenium, any plant absorbs minerals from the soil that it's grown in. So even if you go to the no salt added, say canned vegetables, it'll still have like 15 milligrams of sodium per serving because of just that natural sodium. Seafood, because of that salt water, inherently also has sodium in it. Okay, the goal for sodium is not zero. Sodium is an essential nutrient. It's just, for the most part, we're eating too much of it. Okay, so I wouldn't worry too much about the natural sources of sodium. But like, for example, a lot of baked goods, people don't realize that there's sodium in breads and pastries.
Right.
So that can be considered a hidden source of sodium. And I feel like these are toasty enough. What do you think? Or not yet? I'm still waiting for the inside to look a bit more cooked through.
Yeah, I waited for a little, almost
Browning?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can pull out our pre-made.
Not
you wanna
yet.
wait
yeah,
until-
we can just let
okay.
this cook, but we can actually move on to the final food that we wanted to feature today, which is the papaya. Okay, so we're not really doing anything with the papaya, but because we are talking about local ingredients and local foods, I wanted to at least feature one local fruit. And papaya is a great source of vitamin C, which is a strong antioxidant. Papaya is also a source of lycopene and beta carotene. It gives you potassium. So, you know, papaya, like many other fruits, again, it's just any fruit fits into a heart-healthy diet, and we just need to get closer to hitting that goal of at least 5 servings total fruits and vegetables, or ideally 8 to 10. Okay, so the way I like to eat papaya at home, because my parents have a tree, and they also have calamansi. So instead of lemon, we use calamansi, but we like to squeeze the lemon onto our papaya, and that's how we eat it at home.
I've heard it makes it like sweeter, like it brings out the sweeter flavor in it. And I think that's a reaction from the acid, right, of the lemon interacting with the sugars in the fruit, or the carbs in the fruit.
Okay, so are there any questions? That's really the gist of all our recipes today. Maybe we can bring out the
Kelaguen, yes.
And then obviously we'll let this cook, but I'm gonna bring out what we pre-prepped in the oven.
Which means my favorite part is coming out, coming up.
Rosé, you might have to use some. Hold on.
There we go.
You found? No.
I'll just do this. I'll put it on another pan.
Here.
I don't know how hot it is. Oh,
Just be careful because it's not very. You need to get oven mitts.
Okay. These are really looking toasty now.
Yes. Beautiful.
so this is what we're trying to achieve with that toasty look.
Ooh. Wish we could do like ASMR on these.
And then Elizabeth, want to bring the Kelaguen?
I would love to, yes.
Thank you. And then we'll go ahead and clear this for the
Okay.
presentation. Okay.
Do we want more color on it than that?
I think those look great.
I think it's just the flour at this point that's making
Yeah.
it look whiter
Right.
than it is. Yeah.
So while they finish cooking up the tatidzas, I'm just spooning out our
Do you want to?
salmon Kelaguen that was in the fridge, just sitting in those flavors, especially that lime juice, and looks so pretty.
It does.
It's very bright. It's a nice, colorful
Do we want to continue?
dish to bring.
Okay, so just to recap, the point of our recipes were to promote more vegetables and specifically some local ingredients like our turmeric, which is usually used in the Hågun Suni. We also want to promote omega-3 rich seafood at least twice a week, being more selective with our fats, including what oil that you're cooking with, and also maybe swapping out like coconut milk for other types of milk. In our case today, we use soy milk. And then finally, measuring out ingredients that have nutrients of concern, like salt or even soy sauce if you're using it at home. Try to measure rather than doing to taste for those specific ingredients, so you have some control over your sodium.
And in light, again, of Amesh Chamoru, like, try these recipes out for yourself. Offer to bring them to the fiesta table, if you see something that could be healthier and you've seen these videos, you've seen how to make healthier alternatives, I can bet that a lot of people outside of the home are likely not trying these healthier alternatives, right? Because usually you make it for yourself if they're not brought to the table. I would encourage everyone to be that change that we need for the island and making the fiesta table more nutritious and with healthier alternatives while still staying true to the recipes that we know and love and are familiar with. Yeah. Do we want to try these out? Like, do we want to?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Please, let me get some of Rosé's got it. We have plenty of plates and bowls and cups. I know you're ready for that.
I'm so ready.
You're ready for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead, you first, Gianna.
She likes for us to each try at the same time.
Yes, maybe I should just wait. Thank you, Rosé.
Maybe
You go.
I can
Yes,
plate it
please.
first. Okay. So, I'm plating
Oh, let
for
me
you?
also get you guys some
Right.
extra serving spoons too.
Let me just do this real quick.
Okay. We'll also be talking about the texture of the tzatzíkis. Again, the whole wheat spinach tzatzíkis. I'm trying not to act too excited, but I'm actually so excited.
Just to try. Are we
Ooh, I'm gonna
loading?
do this one.
Are we each trying one thing? or are
No,
we
we're
loading
all
up the
trying all
plate?
of it, right?
Yes.
We're messing up our presentation a little bit.
Here, this is for the Fina'denne.
Thank you.
Something
Make
that
your
I've been
fiesta
doing-
plate.
Sorry, yes, I will. Thank you. So this initially looked like pokey, and it's funny because right now it's right next to the papaya, and if you didn't know any better, like it could be like salmon pokey, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is the one that I'm most excited for, is the undercover rice. Okay.
I think
I don't
too,
know
if
why.
you didn't tell someone at a party that it wasn't
Absolutely,
real
like,
rice,
even
they
looking
wouldn't know.
Yeah, and like looking how it scoops. I'm sure the tapioca flour has something to do with it, but
it does.
I'm, again, just really looking forward to. Okay, this one I'm gonna put. Did I get everything? I want to make sure I didn't skip on anything. So this one I'm gonna put like over here, so only a little bit has. But I love
And then I'm making this
Fina'denne. Oh, this is the little tzatzíkis. I wanted to just like show the like texture of it. Like it still very much resembles like a white flour tzatzíkis. Okay, I'm gonna wait to try it with you guys.
Okay. Here. This one's yours. Did you want Fina'denne on yours?
Yeah, I would love some. Just a little sprinkle. There's extra lime wedges too for those who
Over here.
Oh yeah.
spritz on some.
Sorry, I wasn't sure how much you.
That's okay. That's perfect. Thank you, Rosé.
Okay. Okay, I know you're excited.
Oh, don't
I am
mind me.
also very
I'm just
excited.
battling
You know what?
my
I'm
inner
just
thoughts.
gonna do this for now, and then I'll make the rest of my plate. But at least I can try this with you guys all together. Yes.
Yes. Ready? Do you also eat it with spinach? Is that like a normal
it's-
thing? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try
That
it
makes
without
sense.
spinach first.
Oh, that's smart.
Cheers, guys.
Okay.
You can't even tell that there's like less salt or anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like the spinach also makes it prettier. But so I recently got into eating my spinach with tzatzíkis. Like I don't know if that's
Oh.
always been a thing.
Okay,
For
that's what you were asking.
Normal, people familiar with the Chamoru fiesta table. But I love the flavor combination. And so I can really have like an entire plate of Hågun Suni and tortillas and be perfectly happy. And I'm pretty sure my kids will be none the wiser. They're gonna love this.
Okay. Did you try the rice yet?
Mm-mm.
I'm
Okay, that one will be next. We
Yeah.
have the rice. And I'm gonna try
I
it
may
again.
have jumped already to that.
That's fine. You guys have tried it before though, right? So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it just tastes like rice.
Mm-hmm. It really does.
Even that starchy flavor is still there. Like you could swap this out and not even know that it was any like you said 15 grams of reduced carb per serving.
15% less.
15% less, which is even better. Wow. Okay, and now I'm gonna try it with the, okay, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm too excited. I'm gonna try everything separately first. Mm-hmm, okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna try a piece of
We're
this.
just eating.
Yes.
We did not have a process of.
I did. I started mushing things together. But I like the combination. I think it's all really good together.
Okay, the salmon, it is really
Yes.
delicious by itself. And I tried like
Okay.
a piece without the vinegar, and now I'm gonna try like
Yeah.
some with the vinegar.
And then just remember, it hasn't been soaking long, so.
Mm-hmm.
I love poke, period. So like that raw fish texture doesn't bother me, but this is pretty, like the texture as well is still like pretty reminiscent of like a typical Kelaguen Guihan.
So good.
This is so good.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for doing this for us again. We want to shout out our Health Smart team and the support that we have in this collaboration. We truly couldn't do without you. So we want to thank you guys. For those of you watching, we do have another one coming up in July. But I am very happy that our first one of the year landed on Nutrition Month and Mesh Chamoru. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, you can email us at wellness@takecareasia.com for any questions. And stay tuned for our future announcements and collaborations with the Health Smart team. So
Thank you, Gianna.
Thank
you.
you.
Take care, and thank you all for joining us.
thank you.